The next question in this exercise, question 12.1.5. The following table gives the lifetime of 400 neon lamps, and we are supposed to represent the given information with the help of a histogram. How many lamps will have a lifetime of more than 700 hours? So this is the table which is a part of the given question. Now, these 300 to 400 is the class interval. That means these 14 lamps will have a life anywhere between 300 to 400. Is it exactly 300? Is it exactly 400? We don't know. Somewhere between these 300 to 400. And it can be anywhere, it can be in the middle, it can be towards the end of the spectrum on either side. 56 such lamps will have a lifetime of 400 to 500 hours. So we want to make a histogram. So here the x-axis will be lifetime in hours and y-axis will be the number of lamps. We have to create a histogram, so we have to be a little bit careful about what scale we are going to choose on x-axis, what scale we are going to choose on y-axis. Since there are altogether 7 categories, so that means on x-axis, if you have 14 such squares on the graph paper, you can go for 2 centimeter equal to 1 category. On y-axis, the numbers go as high as 86. So I will go together and mark up to, let's say, 90, or let's make it a round number, let's say 100. So let's see whether this graph will look like this one. On x-axis, you will plot lifetime, which will be an hour. So 300 to 400. You can mark this corner as 300 and this as 400, or you can mark this space as 300 to 400, then 400 to 500, 500 to 600, and so on. So make sure that whatever space you have, that will be properly covered by this one. You should not leave too much space. You should not find insufficient space at the end, at the edge of the paper. So this is about x-axis, which will have lifetime in hours. On the y-axis, we have number of lamps, and the maximum number of lamps is 86. So I will go up to, let's say, 100. And here you can select 1 centimeter equal to 10. Now the first number is, so first mark 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on to 100. The first number is 14. So we have to cross 10, go halfway, that will be 15, so slightly less than that. Now here I have using the facilities of the software, but in reality you will have a graph paper, and that graph paper will have major markings at an interval of 1 centimeter each, both on x-axis and y-axis. On top of that, you will have some minor tick marks or minor grid lines for each millimeter. So between each centimeter, you will have 10 minor lines. So you have to cross 1 centimeter and you have to go 4 millimeters, which is the 4 minor lines. So approximately, if you don't have those lines, if you're drawing on a blank paper, then you have to take approximately between 10 and 20, slightly less than that, because this is not 15, this is actually 14. But if you have a proper graph paper, then using the minor grid lines, you can cross 1 centimeter and then you can take 4 minor grid lines. And then you can make a rectangle. If you want, you can shade that one. Next one is 56. So we have to go 5 complete squares because it's crossing 50. And then 6 minor lines, that will be 56. Or if you are using blank paper, take half, which will be 5.5, and then slightly more than that, because it is not 55, it's actually 56. So make a rectangle. The next one is 60. Well, that's one easy. You have to go all the way 6 centimeters. So 6 divisions, major divisions. 86 is 8 full centimeters and then 6 minor lines. Then 74 is 7 divisions representing 70 and then 4 minor lines, so 74. And then 62 is 6 divisions completely, 6 centimeters, and then 2 divisions minor, which is like 2 small millimeter lines if you have actual graph paper. And 48 will be barely short of 50. So that is 4 full centimeters and then 8 minor lines. So this will be your histogram. Now, the second question is how many lamps have a lifetime of more than 700 hours? So more than 700 hours will be the last three records. That will be 74 plus 62 plus 48. If you want to represent them here, that will be the last three columns, 74, 62, and 48. So you want anything more than 700, so that will be all three uh, class intervals actually follow this, satisfy this requirement. So lamps having a lifetime of more than 700 hours will be 74, that's this number, plus 62, that's this number, and 48, that will be the last number. Total comes out to be 184 lamps have more than 700 hours of life, and that will be your final answer.